Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a book that has totally changed the game for millions of people. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We're going to break down the powerful yet super simple ideas that separate the wealthy from everyone else, all told through the story of two very different dads.
So let me just start by asking you something. What did your parents teach you about money? Was it, the classic advice, go to school, get a good safe job, and save your money? Or was it something else? Because the advice we get when we're kids, man, that can set the stage for our entire financial lives.
And that question, right there, brings us to the very heart of this book, the story of two dads, each with a completely different way of thinking about money, wealth, and life. On one hand, you've got the poor dad philosophy. This is the traditional path, right? Get a great education so you can land a secure job and sock away some savings. But then, on the other hand, you have the rich dad mindset. And this is a whole different ballgame. It's not about your paycheck, it's about financial education, it's about investing, and, this is the big one, it's about making your money work for you.
And here's the first huge, and I mean huge, takeaway. It's not about how big your salary is. What really matters is your mindset about money. That one thing, all by itself, is going to shape your financial future way more than any fancy, high-paying job ever could.
So, okay, if you follow that poor dad path of just getting a secure job, where does it actually take you? Well, for a lot of people, it leads to a cycle that the book famously calls the rat race.
And what's the rat race? I think we all know this feeling. It's like you're a hamster on a wheel. You work your butt off to get paid, that money comes in, and then, poof, it's gone. Right back out the door to bills and expenses. You just keep running faster and faster, but you never actually seem to get anywhere.
So what's the engine driving this thing? What keeps the wheels spinning? It really boils down to two super powerful emotions, fear and desire. The fear of not having money keeps you chained to that job, and the desire for nicer things, a better car, a bigger house, makes you spend everything you earn. The result? You are literally a prisoner of your own paycheck.
The only way to escape this trap is to do a complete 180 in your thinking. You have to stop working for money and start having your money work for you. This is probably the single biggest mindset shift in the entire book.
Okay, so that sounds great, right? Make money work for you. But how in the world do you actually do that? Well, it all starts with understanding one critical, crucial distinction. The one thing they just don't teach us in school. First up, what is an asset? The definition is ridiculously simple. An asset is anything that puts money into your pocket, period. Think of it like your own personal money-making machine. And then, of course, you've got the opposite, a liability. This is anything that yanks money out of your pocket. It's a money-draining machine. Simple as that.
Now, this simple idea, it flips a lot of what we're told on its head. Let's take your house, for example. We're all taught it's our biggest asset, right? But hold on. If you're paying a mortgage, property taxes, insurance, and repairs every single month, is it really putting money in your pocket? Nope, it's taking it out. By this definition, for most people, their house is a liability.
And this right here shows you the huge difference in cash flow. On the poor dad path, your income from your job comes in and it flows right back out to pay for liabilities like your mortgage and car loan. But look at the rich dad path. The income is used to buy assets, and those assets start pumping more income back to you, creating a positive cycle.
Okay, so you get it now. You see the two paths. How do you actually start building that rich dad path for yourself? Well, the advice is simple, but it's a total game changer.
The big idea is to mind your own business. Now listen, this doesn't mean you have to quit your day job tomorrow. What it means is realizing your profession is not the same as your business. Your job, your profession, that's what pays the bills. But your business, that's your asset column. That's the stuff you build for yourself that makes you money.
And this isn't just some abstract concept. We're talking about buying or creating real things that can generate income streams. Things like rental properties that pay you every month, stocks and bonds, a side hustle that you grow into a real business. It could even be intellectual property, like writing a book or creating a course.
All right, so as you start building up that asset column, you start to unlock another huge advantage that the wealthy use, and it all comes down to understanding the system, especially when it comes to taxes.
Think about how it works for most of us who are employees. You earn your money, and before you even see the full amount, bam, the government takes its cut right off the top. Then you get to spend whatever is left over.
But for the financially educated who own a business or a corporation, the whole script is flipped. The corporation earns money, then it spends money on all its expenses, and only then does it pay taxes on whatever is left. The difference is absolutely massive.
And let's be super clear here. This is not about illegal tax evasion. Not at all. This is about financial intelligence. It's about knowing the rules of the game and using legal structures, just like corporations do, to your advantage. You're playing the same game, just smarter.
So all of this, buying assets, understanding taxes, it all points to one final and honestly the most critical piece of this entire puzzle. Because here's the truth. Your single greatest asset will never be a stock or a piece of real estate. It's your mind. It's what's between your ears. The entire journey to wealth doesn't start with what you buy, it starts with what you know. Financial education is the real foundation of it all.
This means you've got to shift your thinking about your job. Stop looking at it as just a way to earn a paycheck. Start looking at it as a way to learn. Take a job to learn sales, learn marketing, learn leadership. Because a person who has a broad range of skills can spot opportunities that other people are completely blind to.
So in the end, you see, real wealth doesn't start with a paycheck. It starts with that shift in your head. It all begins the moment you stop asking, how can I get a raise? And you start asking yourself a completely different question, what is a common problem out there that I can solve for a profit? Answering that question, well, that's where your real financial journey truly begins.